What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. I'm your host, Tyler Wilson, and today we're going to be talking about the recent news that came out concerning Colin Kaepernick. He has expressed his interest in trying to make an NFL comeback yet again, and recently he wrote a letter to the New York Football Jets, and it's got a lot of people talking, it's got a lot of people chirping. But before we get into it, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, as well as follow on the Fourth and Goal Sports Instagram page. But without further ado, let's talk about it. So, as of September 21st, 2023, Colin Kaepernick wrote a letter to the New York Jets general manager. And in this letter, he expressed his deep, deep desire to make a NFL comeback and to, play for the New York Jets. He also expressed how he's not, so set on the fact of, trying to be a starting quarterback, a backup. He is even open to being a practice squad quarterback and working his way up, which he expressed to the general manager. And, you know, a lot of celebrities talked about it, specifically and most notably J. Cole. He posted on his social media and it got a lot of people talking, and it's, big news right now. And a lot of people, are swaying left, right. But I wanted to give my opinion because I think my opinion in this particular matter is rather unique, and it's not really left or right. It's more so right down the middle, you know, the truth of the matter. I'm gonna give it and tell it how it is. I'm gonna tell her how it is. Colin Kaepernick, he's never going to play in the NFL again. He's never going to play in the NFL again. Why is that? A lot of people want to say at this point in his career it's because of what happened in 2016, where he kneeled, during the national anthem to protest police brutality. And to that point, I'd like to say, to a lot of people who disagree with that decision that he made, the reason he did that was to be respectful. Actually, a lot of people don't know. It was a veteran, a U.S. military veteran, who told him this is the most respectful route if you're going to protest. And he decided to go that route. He took a knee during the national anthem to be respectful, but a lot of people still took it as disrespect. Now, when it comes down to why Colin Kaepernick isn't in the NFL at this moment, why he's not going to be able to make a comeback, why there's no chance he's going to ever play football again, it comes down to the fact that when you consider all of the variables, when you consider that Colin Kaepernick, you know, sued the NFL. He sued the NFL. He said that, you know, he was being blackballed. He sued the NFL because of being blackballed. He felt he was blackballed because of the kneeling protest and that whole situation. You know, 7 years ago at this point, right? All of that happened. He sued the NFL. He talked badly on the NFL. He said, he compared the NFL Combine to a slave auction. He said certain things that very well could have been true when you analyze them in the grand scheme of things, right? But I think we all understand in a professional setting, you cannot sue a company and then ask for them to hire you. And here's the thing. I I think that Colin Kaepernick is wasting his time. I feel as though he needs to come to realization of his self-worth. Why is he begging to be accepted in a place where he's not wanted? You know, as a, strong, intelligent black man as he promotes himself to be, and he promotes himself to be fighting for, he needs to come to realize the NFL is no longer interested in him. Therefore, he should no longer be interested in them. I do feel as though he could be doing much, much better things right now than wasting his time begging the National Football League to give him a chance. When he's had his chance, he chose his path. And no, I don't feel bad for him. I feel as though he needs to do bigger and better things. And I know he's capable of that That's how he's promoted himself, and he's to be serious on that path. I also feel as though if Colin Kaepernick was truly serious about playing football again on the professional level, he would realize after you sued the NFL, there was no chance of coming back. That window is closed. That door is closed. That chapter is done with. What he should have analyzed at that point in time was that you have other leagues. At that time, you know, might not have been all these leagues at that time, but throughout the years, 6 years have passed. You have to remember that throughout the years, you have XFL, USFL, who have just merged together to create a bigger league, which I think was a great business venture and a great idea. That's going to do great things, right? So you had the XFL, the USFL, the CFL, the Canadian Football League. You had several leagues out there. You had arena football as well, which Johnny Manziel, had started his endeavors in. You have these other leagues that you could have gone to. And that's the thing right there where it's like, I know Colin Kaepernick is trying to make this statement, but the statement is not realistic. If you want to play football, go play football. But to act as though you are entitled to opportunity is rather naive. What I love, and here's the thing, would I love to see Colin Kaepernick play football in the NFL again? I would love to see that. I would love to. I remember growing up watching Cap. I watched him live against my Washington Redskins, 2013. Got to see him and RG3 battle off. It was a night game. It was freezing cold. I remember that game. And I remember Colin Kaepernick throwing for several touchdowns in that game. I was impressed. Remember him throwing a touchdown to Vernon Davis, who later became a Washington Redskin. So Colin Kaepernick, I was a fan of his. And to some extent, I still am. But when it comes to right now in this moment, it doesn't make any realistic sense for him to make an NFL comeback. Even if the opportunity was there, it wouldn't make too much sense. But the opportunity clearly hasn't been there for the last, 7 years. It's time for him to move on. That happened in 2016 where this whole thing happened. From the protest to the blackball, however you want to spin it, to now here we are in 2023. And then not to mention also with the whole tryout situation, you had guys like Stephen A, talking about that situation. And he kind of went on his own route with that, did it his way. But even to that might have been a waste of time as well, because you see how it resulted. So here in 2023, at this moment, Colin Kaepernick is never going to play in the NFL again. That's quite clear. I'm confident in that statement. And I like to see what Colin Kaepernick does in his other endeavors, But that chapter is over. And I think we need to all come to realize that, come to live in reality. That chapter is done. No matter how many letters he writes, no matter how many rappers, artists, entertainers he gets to, repost his letters or, express their desire to see him back in the NFL, that chapter is done. It's time to move on. But in conclusion, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you for taking your time to support my channel, Fourth and Goal Sports. I'm your host, Taurus Phillips, and this is the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, as well as follow on the Fourth and Goal Sports Instagram page. Without further ado, peace.